Fall Guy first.
All right.
Welcome to another episode of Flick Filter. I'm Big Diesel,
I'm the professor.
and today we're talking about Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Who's it directed by?
Directed by David Leitch.
Glad you knew that.
He also directed Bullet Train, and he was part of the.
We should do Bullet Train.
And he was also part of the John Wick franchise. I think he was either stunt coordinator or
I think it was Stunt Man.
stunt man. He was
Yeah.
a stunt man, but it was rumored that he was also did part of the directing as well for John Wick. So yeah, he's been in the game for a while.
So Fall Guy is basically about
Oh yeah, Fall Guy is about a stuntman. So the movie features a stuntman played by
Ryan Gosling.
yes, the title character, stuntman, Fall Guy. Ryan Gosling is a stuntman who, while filming his latest film, is in a pretty bad accident, and then it fast forward to some time later, and he reconnects with a producer that he worked with frequently, and she tells him that the director or a woman that he was previously involved with that he really likes, she's actually directing her first film and wants him to be a part of it, and then she convinces him to fly out and be part of the film, but then also the other aspect of it is that
The main plot.
the main plot is that the star of the film, who Gosling's character was previously stuntman for, has gone missing. So now Gosling, his character, he has to go find him, find out what happened with him, and
Yeah.
that's essentially the main plot of the story. But the other aspect of the story that's probably just as important is the love story, the romantic aspect of it between Gosling's character and Emily Blunt's character. So that's essentially the gist of the movie, the premise.
I had to see this because I saw this before, but I missed the beginning. So I had to see this the second time, and I'm glad everything just fits together now. Now
Yeah.
everything. So definitely don't miss everything. If you miss the beginning, it kind of segues into the rest of the movie. So don't miss the before the title. Shoot.
Yeah, don't
So,
miss
yeah.
the beginning.
So it was good. Yeah, positives.
Positives. Well, before we even get to that, just wanted to talk briefly about the movie overall. It's it's described as an ode to stunt people, like an ode to the whole stunt department. Wanted to show the director David Leitch. He wanted to show love to stunt performers because they're often overlooked, especially in terms of winning Academy Awards. There's no stunt categories at all, and that's
They
even
actually mentioned it.
yeah, that's something that they reference in the movie,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny. But yeah, so the movie itself is kind of an homage to the stunt performers throughout the history of film.
Hopefully this does get in, this makes way to where there can be an Oscar or an award for stunt performers.
Yeah, I hope so. They even mentioned that during the Oscars at I think during this most recent Oscars that was sort of acknowledged. So hopefully they do something about that pretty soon. But yeah, you were mentioning positive and negatives, or positives. I guess we could talk about first.
Yeah. So positives for me, I would say, is the chemistry between. We forgot Winston Duke. Winston Duke M'Baku, and he was also in Us. He was in M'Baku in the Black Panther movies, and he's in Us with Lupita. But he's kind of the stunt coordinator,
Yeah,
I would say.
he's
Yeah,
a stunt
yeah, yeah.
coordinator.
But also like a really good friend. And his chemistry with Ryan Gosling was awesome. The chemistry between Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling was awesome. But I think like Winston Duke's character was so funny because basically they had this running theme to where he would quote a movie, and then Ryan Gosling's character would have to guess the movie, and you know, most of the time he got it right. So.
Yeah, that was cool. I definitely
It was
enjoyed
pretty
that.
cool. It was pretty
that
cool.
part was pretty funny. Yeah, I would just to piggyback off of that. Like the humor definitely landed for me for the most part. Like I liked the different jokes, the different bits, and yeah, like you mentioned, the chemistry I thought was pretty great, especially amongst the central characters.
Yeah.
But also the action as well, I thought was really really well done between like the different stunts, the different set pieces. I thought were really cool, and they gave you different like parts of action. You had like different fight scenes, different chase scenes that I thought were pretty inventive, and yeah, I thought just a really good action comedy, romantic comedy, I guess you would call it.
I would say the flow was pretty good.
Yeah.
It dragged a little bit, somewhat in the beginning, but also like the music was great.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Like there's one part where they're singing karaoke and it's going along with a certain scene, and it just goes so well together the way he directed it. It just flew very well.
Yeah, that was one of the stronger scenes in my opinion, between the music and the cutting back and forth, and like just how they implemented the music into the scene. I thought was pretty cool.
Oh, also, I didn't know this. He didn't know this, but it's basically based off of a TV show.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if any of y'all watch the TV show. Let us know in the comments. But I don't know if it was good or anything, but I do remember hearing that it was it was based off a TV show.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yeah. Were there any negatives or anything you felt like wasn't as strong?
I think I said it pretty much with the one part where there was dragging. One scene just kind of went on too long, and you'll know, like, when you see it, which scene I'm talking about, but it kind of dragged on, like, it was funny for a little while, and then it just kind of just overstated welcome.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I kind of feel you on that. I guess for me, I think because the movie definitely relied so much on the chemistry between the major characters, and so I felt like, well, that part was really good, but also I kind of felt like the script itself, like the story itself, wasn't like super strong, and not to say that it necessarily needed to be, but I think if you were to like nitpick and like think about certain aspects of the story where it's like, it's like, didn't need to be that convoluted or this complicated.
Also, the third act was kind of a little bit much.
Yeah.
But I can see what they were trying to do with it. But it kind of, I think this could have been a little shorter of a movie. But I mean, that's kind of a nitpick. I still enjoyed it. But
it's weird. Like the pacing I thought was good, but then there were certain parts where I felt like, oh, we're about to be at the end, and then it's like, oh no, we still got a whole other like sequence or whole other, almost seemed like almost a whole other act even after what you thought was maybe about to be the conclusion, at least for me. So I think I'm interested to see how it would hold up in a rewatch for me because I know you watched it. This was your second time watching it, and that was my first time watching it. So, yeah, I would definitely like to watch it again, but there were certain parts where I'm like, I wonder how this will hold up now that I'm like out of the story or out of like that first experience. Wondering like, okay, it's it was a good, really fun action movie, but I felt like it relied so much on it being about stunt performers, and I'm like, how well does the story really hold up overall?
I mean, it's not. Again, I think you touched on it. It doesn't need to be like a deep story.
Yeah, yeah,
But this is a good popcorn movie.
yeah, for sure.
I don't think you need to rush out and see this movie. If it's because some people might not think it's worth the $13, ticket. May want to wait for streaming, but I think this you can get this on Blu-ray. Definitely, if you like romantic comedies, this is the one to check out. Though,
Yeah.
it was really good. What would you rate it?
Well, I was gonna say before rating it, I actually do think that it's the perfect type of movie to go see in the theater because of it being an original action movie. I feel like those are some of the best movies to check out in the theater just because of like it feels big, like the set pieces are big, the action is big, the even like aspects of the humor I feel like will I do think you would still enjoy it at home, but I feel like the best experience to watch this type of movie would be in the theater.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's my personal take on it. But as far as rating it, I'd probably give it probably like 4 out of 5 stars. It's pretty good actually.
Yeah, crazy. 4.5 for me.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I would definitely get this on. Because I'm a DVD collector, I would definitely get this on DVD, Blu-ray, or whatever. But maybe not Blu-ray. But
I would own it.
Yeah, I would definitely own it. So, that's pretty much our review. So, let us know in the comments if you've seen this movie. Let us know your thoughts. And give us your rating system down in the comments below.
Yeah. Do all that, and definitely go to the theater, support blockbusters, support the movies. I don't know if we should talk about how it's done in the blockbuster or how it's done in the box
there
office.
is if you care, there is a post in credit scene, but it's not a big in credit scene, but it's maybe if you liked. I feel like if you liked the TV show, or anything, you would enjoy that post credit scene. But
and I hope this isn't a spoiler. I don't think it's a spoiler, but I do appreciate that the end credits give you. I wouldn't necessarily even call them bloopers, but it kind of gave you the behind the scenes aspect of like, showing you the action and showing this stunt or showing you like the green screen or blue screen or like however they shot certain things.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was a good throwback to how end credits used to be, probably in like the 90s or even like the early 2000s. So that was something that I felt like I was missing from a lot of newer movies that have had like so many movies now have a bunch of post credit scenes, but I just like the aspect of showing the bloopers or the blooper reels and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's missed, but
yeah,
anyways.
Support the movies. Got Ryan Gosling, one of the biggest stars right now.
Yeah,
Emily
after
Blunt,
Bobby. Yeah.
also really big. She was in Oppenheimer, bunch of other
Tomorrow.
all the things.
But,
Place.
Anyways, hit us up in the socials. Links in the description. Where I think the next one's gonna be. We'll leave it to the surprise.
Yeah, we'll be. Whenever they show up, we got y'all.
Let us know. All right. Peace out.
Peace.